Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me, and thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Today's Wednesday, so well, my usually when I do my finance stream, I said the first Wednesday of the month and the third Wednesday of the month. It sounds like a long time ago, but I'm going to have to wait until next Wednesday to do it. Those of you who follow me when I do it, so it will be next Wednesday. In any event, it feels like to me, when I mean Russians are a bit delusional. I'm talking about the war, Putin's war in Ukraine. They seem to feel they have found a weak point where they can basically create doubts and weaken the Ukrainian population. I don't think that's going to happen, but you know something? Intuitively, I feel Ukraine should be allowed to attack Russian infrastructure the way they are doing in Ukraine as well. And no, Russia will not use nuclear weapons because, like I've said many times before, they know what the consequences of something like that would be. Yes, we are at a critical point right now in this war because, and when I say critical, I don't mean what's taking place in the field. I'm talking about as far as the people around Putin. They are becoming more dangerous because they are desperate and they feel right now it's like they are all in on this, regardless of what they do. They feel they will all be held responsible for Putin's mistakes. So right now they are looking for everything or anything they can do, including threaten us. I think that's very dangerous. For them. Because I heard yesterday they sent a message to the Biden administration that to the fact that if we continue to arm Ukraine, they're going to consider us part of the enemy or some stupid thing like that. They're going to continue to make those threats, but they are empty threats, intuitively, I feel, because they know they are losing in Ukraine. They know they are depleting, a lot of their war fighting capabilities. It's the only thing they have left, basically, because they're running low on everything, like the media is saying, and intuitively I feel the same. That's all they're going to have left are nuclear weapons, and I don't feel they want to use it because they want. First of all, they know. Do you guys remember I told you when they were talk really big about their supersonic delivery systems, and I told you we are not. I wouldn't worry about it. First of all, for two reasons. Number one, the location of certain, of some of our weapons. Okay, that point is moot. But also, I don't know how many of you have heard, like the last week or so, we've matched them. We have that capability now, and it works very well. We are in the process of installing those hypersonic engines and on different, platforms that we have. So that was a joke on them. The joke was on them. But basically, Putin has nothing left but empty threats. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I feel it's time we allow Ukraine to attack their infrastructure, not kill, civilians, but give them a taste of their own medicine. They won't use nuclear weapons. The only thing they can do, and the result will be the same, and they know it, is to attack one of those nuclear power plants in Ukraine. But they know what the answer would be to that as well. So I don't think, unfortunately, we are going to allow Zelensky to do this. But I heard this morning the Prime Minister, I don't remember of which country, suggested that we should do that. And you know something? That's when I looked into it and I realized this guy's right. Bring the war home to them. And when I say bring the war home to them, I don't mean one hit. You got to hit them in multiple places at once. A well-coordinated effort to get the attention of the masses, but also in a way so you can cripple those around Putin. So, meaning cut off their energy, among other important infrastructure that they have. They wouldn't use nuclear weapon. But I'm just giving you saying this because of what I read this morning. Electoral Storm is asking, will the rail workers go on strike? I doubt it. Because there is too much at stake. And like I saw Nancy Pelosi talk about it this morning in the news, that would basically devastate our economy and everything else. And that would give Republicans, they're already trying to cash in on it. They are already saying that Biden went out and promised, Biden didn't make any promise. He reached an agreement with them, or he helped the two parties reach an agreement. Okay, unions are not easy to deal with. You know, when you're dealing about how many of them? 5, 6 of them? And you know something? The workers have a point. Because, you know, even if they're making money, but if they can't take a day off, and some of those companies are acting somewhat, well, I'm not gonna say that because that's not the same thing. But for whatever reason, they either refuse to hire enough people, or whatever reason those management have, and or those companies have, they're not giving these people enough time to rest or at least enjoy with their families. I feel that's wrong. Something should be done, but I don't, and something will be done. That's my prediction. But I don't feel the Biden administration is going to allow that strike to happen for one reason. Too much is at stake. Our economy is at stake, and it's going to cause job loss not only among us, the people, but the rank and file of those unions as well. So I don't see it happening. The next reference is Herschel Walker. You know, I hope Democrats don't let, you know, it may have other implications, but I don't feel Democrats should let what Republicans are trying to do, Hattori Satike, just fade away after this election. I feel Democrats should take note of all the bad things that Republicans are doing, like using someone like Herschel Walker, because they don't care about the country. They simply need a yes vote. And Democrats should put it in the proper context when they present it to the public. The bad faith of Republicans. Because, you know, the guy has been hit too many times in the head. Sorry. You know what I mean? I don't feel this guy should, I think I've said that before, he should be near the Senate at all. I don't understand the support he's getting from Republicans. So, and I feel it's a bad faith. And I feel Democrats should use that to the next election cycle. And yes, it would resonate. But I feel, thank God, Herschel will lose. I've said it before, but as voting is ramping up, is going on, I feel he's going to lose. And somebody asked me a question about the Supreme Court. Something, I don't understand this. There's something about redistriction. Is that the right way to say it? Redistricting. Anyway, the way they go about, forming districts and stuff like that. I'm just trying to remember the technical term. For some reason, I'm confusing them. In any event, it's redistricting. I don't know much about it yet, but it feels like to me, the Supreme Court, although they took it, but they are of two minds about this. They see, I'm going to read it again after we're done here so I can, know exactly, but there is a fear on the part of the conservatives about changing this or make it in a way so that it could even affect them. In a legal way, let's say, for example, states have some issues with elections. And what the people, and I believe it's North Carolina, what they are trying to do is to prevent the courts from stepping in. Only the Congress and the House, the Congress and at the state level should be allowed to make the final decision. I don't think, for some reason, they want to retain at least that power. If there is a way they can retain that power but give Republicans a way of being able to cheat, they will do it. But I don't see them make a decision when it comes to that decision. I forget the name of it. Somebody asked me about it. Moore versus Harper. So I see them of two minds. So they may, give Republicans something. But I'm going to read more about it, and I will review. I'll go over it again either tomorrow. What's today? Today's Wednesday or Friday. But I have to look into it again. The next reference is China. Like I said, I believe it was the day before yesterday, that she's very concerned, and I said he was going to try to counter, to do something, to oppress the public. Okay, and that's what he's doing right now, and he is threatening to do more. There is great fear on the part of Xi and the people around him. They are afraid. When I focus on them, that's what I get. They may push the Chinese people too far. First of all, they're clamping down because of COVID, and they are using COVID. COVID is it's a huge cover for them to be able to control the population. And I was reading something yesterday. It's really crazy the way they're using technology. With your picture, okay. They can track you. It's nothing new to me, but the level at which the Chinese government is using it is like crazy. We can't even imagine something like that happening in the West. But I don't feel that's going to help the Chinese government nor Xi stay in power. I feel what's been happening over the past 2 weeks in China is not going to die or just go away. This thing is going to, like wax and wane. Just the demonstrators will pull back for a while. And then when the government, when they least expect it, it starts again. There is a game like that that's going to take place. And you know something? The Chinese people are way smarter than their government. They are very creative. The government is rigid. Look, if she was such a great visionary, what he's doing is things dictators do all over the world. The only thing is he has technology to do it, and it's not a big deal. This technology has been there, so they decide to use it on a large scale. But it's not going to help Xi. And I'm not going to get into how it can be defeated. There are ways. Or there are other activities. There are other ways those things can be disabled. But my point is, if she thinks this is going to save him and his government, this is only the short-term solution for him. This is going to fail big time, the way he's using this for tracking and tracing people and all kinds of control. That's what he wants to do. And by the way, I read a story yesterday. I wasn't surprised about that either. He is trying to entice, or he has been trying to entice different South American countries so that they can have a foothold. Well, if they are trying to have a foothold in our country by, installing police stations, never mind what they can do in the places like Brazil, Peru, etc., or even Mexico, so they can establish bases in those areas. Unfortunately for Xi, it's not going to work out. Anything you do in an international fashion, you can't load it on a boat or an airplane and take it home with you. It's a loss. And he has too many problems right now going on at home. He's blaming the international community. Well, we know who he's blaming, America, for what's going on in his country, but I don't think it's going to work. The public, they are onto him. They understand what's going on. Not that they didn't understand before, but the generation, it's the younger generation that's fed up with them. I mean, most Chinese are fed up with him and the way he's been clamping down and wants to be, or is president for life. But I feel this initiative of trying to go to South America, trying to encircle us and stuff like that, he's got too many problems at home. His economy is cratering, major problems with the youth, unemployment. Yes, he can start a war somewhere and, maybe that would help him, but I don't feel, at this point intuitively, I don't see anything that's going to help Xi out of the situation he's in right now. It's only going to get worse for him. Even if you don't hear for a couple of weeks nothing about the protest that's taking place there, it's not dead. Unless they make major changes, and even then, the negative energy that started will only be dormant for a while. Xi's term in office is coming to an end. That's my prediction. It may take a little while, but Xi and the people and his people support him, cabinet, however they call them, they are all going to go. There's nothing they can do about it. That's my prediction. The same thing with Putin. It's just that it's unclear, but it feels like to me with Putin, just like I said before, I don't know exactly where that group of people who are going to take him behind the shed going to come from. But what I am feeling in Russia right now around Putin, people around him know, regardless of what they do, Putin and the people around him gotta go, and they will go. And sometimes things happen. It's like, I wasn't expecting this. One little thing can trigger events that are really unbelievable. That's what I feel will happen in Russia. And Putin is not going to be able to control it, regardless of, from what I understand, his last name is Kerr. He's on MSNBC. He is an international correspondent. He's in Russia a lot. He was saying he interviewed a bunch of young people, young Russians, and they were explaining that they don't get along with their parents because of their political views. Their parents support Putin, but they don't. Yeah, and he was saying basically it's almost impossible for people to, the way things are right now, for the Russian people to remove Putin. I don't think that's true. If you look at it logically, yeah. Even logically, I feel, he's a very smart guy and he's a very good reporter. I'm not saying this, and I'm talking as an intuitive. So, he's an intuitive as well, but he's not paying attention to to his intuition, and that's not his fault. I'm not asking him to do that. He has to report based on facts. But I don't feel Putin is going to get away, no matter what. That's my prediction. And having said that, Electoral Storm is asking, will Stuart Rhodes get all 20 years after his conviction? I don't know, to be honest with you, how many years he's going to get. But he's not going to get out anytime soon. That's for sure. Let's see. One second. Let me take a look at something I wanted to... Yes. DeSantis. I read this morning he wrote a book, and I believe I mentioned that yesterday during the collaboration with that he's been attacking even Apple right now because, somebody reminded me that Elon is supporting him if he were to run for president. I don't feel, like I said before, DeSantis has the temperament to survive the primary. That's coming. And no, Trump will not be a player, regardless of what he thinks. And those guys know it. That's why they are all jockeying, writing books. He wrote a book about something about being brave to select freedom or some stupid thing like that. He wrote a book, I don't remember, but something to that effect. The people who dare to be free in Florida. Yeah, free to die from COVID. Because these people are too selfish because they think only about themselves, and idiots are dying. Unfortunately, innocents are dying as well, because those idiots don't wear masks. They are infecting the elderly, the people who don't know, who don't understand. They're dying as well. But I feel there is going to come a time DeSantis is going to pay for all of this. That's my prediction. Spirit Beyond the Stars is asking, who allowed China to have a police station here in the United States? I don't know. They just do things. Yeah. It's not because anyone gave them permissions. No, they just walking and they do things. If you don't say anything, then they expand. If you say something, then they start complaining, and then you have to be, the Chinese Communist Party. You got to be very strong with them. You can't give them an inch. Okay, so but I think our intelligence agencies are doing things behind the scene to remove them. And so are a lot of other countries. No, they just, from what I understand, their goal was to control agriculture. And that's what they're doing all over South America and stuff like that. They're trying to encircle us. But I'm sure we are thinking too. She thinks she's very smart. I'm not quite sure. He wants to control the world. Yeah, we're going to crater his economy, and his people are going to turn on him. That's my prediction. He thinks he's smarter than a fifth grader. He's going to learn. I don't, Joel Tisson says Rhodes was convicted for the charges too. I don't know exactly how many charges, they had against them. But I don't know how many years, but I don't feel he's going to get out anytime soon, nor the people who got convicted with him. Laurie Kimmerly says, if DeSantis left the governorship to run for president, would the people who elected him to run the state turn on him? I don't, those bad guys in Florida, I don't think so. And also, from what I understand, I read it in the newspapers or online that the Congress, state houses, the state Senate or something like that are going to modify some kind of rule. He won't have to resign from the governorship to run for president. So he's going to have it both ways. Let's see what happens. But I'm ready to laugh at him. Oh my God, this is going to be. You guys want to see something funny? I hope Chris Christie runs too. I want to see Chris Christie, Youngkem, whatever his name is, DeSantis, who else? And that guy, I don't think he's running though. He would like to run. I don't feel it's going to work. But okay, but I want to see how DeSantis is going to face Chris Christie. Yeah. Oh my God, guys, get your popcorn ready. Yes, I am ready. Okay. Spade Beyond the Star says, when DeSantis wanted to know where he can run for president in 2024 but still keep his seat as governor. He will. They are making the changes. They are working on the bill, whatever it is they have to change to allow him to do that as we speak. So it's been in the newspapers. Okay. Let me see. There was another question. Oh, yes. Oh, there are two things. Have you guys seen that young gentleman, Tyler Adams? He's the captain of the U.S. soccer team. Oh, my God. I don't know who the reporter is. I didn't Google his name, but I made sure I wrote Tyler Adams. I made sure I wrote his name down. He's the captain of our soccer team. Sorry. How a reporter asked him something about being, how is it that he can represent America given the way they treat black people in this country? I thought that was such a dumb question, and oh boy, the way he answered that question. He's a pretty smart kid, young man. And I feel young Americans should follow this guy. I don't know much about him, but I can see that he's a very, very smart guy, the way he answered that question. I thought I would mention that today. Oh, my God. Andrea McDonald says he's very articulate. That's for sure. And also the gentleman who, DeSantis, the DA, that DeSantis fired, the guy was elected. I don't remember his name. I didn't write his name down. I read the article this morning. That guy is suing DeSantis in federal court. He caught DeSantis by surprise. And I think he's going to win. Yeah. So let's see what happens. Let me scroll up. Oh my God. I am, okay. Andrea, okay, is asking, will Hakeem Jeffries ever become Speaker? Yeah, the speakership is his. It's the only thing, I believe they're voting on it today. Yeah. Let's see. Spirit Beyond the Star he said that I was reading the other day that the Chinese, that is, were trying to have their own police station in the United States. Yes, they already have them. It's all over the world. And do you guys remember, I didn't even know about that. Do you guys remember I told you that? He wanted to control the world. He has networks and stuff. I did not know he had police stations at that time. This thing just came out not too long ago. Yeah, this guy has huge ambitions. Unfortunately for him, he's not that smart. He thinks he's smarter than everyone else, but the mistakes he's making, oh Lord. Yeah. Let's see. And you know who else is making a fool out? I mean, I have to mention him. You can't do a stream without mentioning Elon, because I'm enjoying the way he's self-destruct, destructing in front of everybody. This guy, like I believe I said that yesterday. I've been calling him lucky. I proved myself right yesterday. That's why I mentioned it yesterday. I wasn't surprised. I predicted what's in his chart because I do it all the time, but he doesn't realize, or at least he refuses to accept to himself, that he's not very bright. He's just average. He's just lucky. And it's about to turn on him. His luck, just like Trump, is about to end. And the whole thing is going to come crashing down on him. And let me tell you guys, I was thinking about that this morning. I believe I've mentioned it before. People are already, people that run in his circle, those super rich, okay, super wealthy, not rich anymore, you're wealthy at that point. Like somebody corrected me once. So the thing is, his behavior is creating very negative thoughts in the mind of some of those people. Most of them, they no longer view him like they used to view him before, positively and all that kind of stuff, because they weren't aware of all the stupid things he was doing and the way he treats people. And I was talking to somebody last night about this. When you treat people behind closed doors doing what he's doing now, and you're doing it in plain sight, it's a dangerous thing. But the people in his circle, they are not comfortable with this. And if you guys remember, I predicted he's going to become just like Hughes, okay, Howard Hughes. This is the beginning of it. People just peeling away from him. People don't want to be around him. He's going to have less friends, as he goes forward, because they just don't like him. Yes, there are going to be a couple that will stick with him no matter what. If you see them on Twitter, majority of his circle is going to fall away from him. He's going to have maybe about one or two people, and after a while, they too will fall away, not because they have anything against him, but they're not going to find him fun anymore. Okay, you're going to have the bloodsuckers, who are going to go on Twitter and say, "Oh, we love you, Elon, you the second coming of God and everything." Some of them will still be doing it, or even attack others who call out Elon. Those will always be there. But let me tell you guys, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes today. That's my prediction. It's not looking good, and there is no recover for him where his name is damaged. That's it. Okay, let me see if you guys have any more questions. Let's see. Joel Tilson says Rajasthan said that he has enough dirt on DeSantis to bring him down. I wouldn't be surprised. And it's not only. Do you guys remember, as you post this, what I am getting is. Do you guys remember when I said Trump will take these people down with him when they indict him? That would include DeSantis as well. That's why they are all afraid to say anything against Trump, because they know what can happen if they cross him. And it doesn't matter what they do. It's Trump will do them in. Trump doesn't care. I was looking to drop something off for me. I just saw it on the monitor here. Sorry about that. But yeah, there's nothing DeSantis and any of these people can do. Trump will do them in. As I'm trying to answer your question, that's the picture I'm being shown. Trump turning on all these people when he's indicted, or after that, soon thereafter. Okay. I don't know who Jules is. I see your question, but I don't know who that is. IIS de Gina Jackson really arrested. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Somebody asked a question about a young lady who was murdered in Mexico. They solved that murder already. I was reading about it. I read about it. And to me, it wasn't, it's a big deal. I'm sorry. The young lady lost her life. Okay? Don't misunderstand me. But the reason why I didn't mention it is because the same day or a couple of days later, they knew who the perpetrator was. It's another lady. Jealousy and those. They use a word that I didn't know. Feminized, something like that. The word they use. That's some other women because they killed her because of feminized or something. In any event, no, that thing has been solved. That crime has been solved. If the person was asking, yes. Okay, let's see. Let's see if there's any more question. Otherwise, thank you, Electrostorm. Electrostorm didn't notice my new glasses. Yeah, I want to get another pair, but I'm gonna wait. Okay, I think this is it. If Joan S. says, if Stone's dirt is about an affair, that won't be enough. He alluded to an affair on Twitter. It has to be much worse than that. That's not really true. And DeSantis is not like Trump. Very few people can do... thank you, Craig Dixon. Craig Dixon likes my glasses as well. There are very few Trumps around. Trump was lucky, just like Elon, okay? He's lucky. Some people are like that. And I've mentioned that before. Some people are just lucky. Sarah Eschweiler says, Milu, will McCarthy be elected Speaker of the House? I think so. I mentioned that before, that there is a slight possibility that Liz Cheney may be Speaker, but I feel he's going to make it. But they don't count this, Liz Cheney out until he gets it. In any event, I forget what I was saying. Oh well, I lost my train of thought because I'm seeing pictures. Rory B says, Shanakwell, there are 5 others. I think Dejanay is extradited to Mexico. I don't think they're going to send her to Mexico, but I don't think she'll be the only one. No, there are a number of people responsible for that crime, but I don't feel, we are not going to send anybody to Mexico. Trust me, they're going to try them here. In any event, I don't remember what I was talking about, friends. I lost my train of thought. I got into answering that question. Okay, friends, thank you very much for spending time with me. I appreciate it. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilu.com. Or you can give me a call on my YouTube number or text me on my YouTube number. Send me an email at psychicmilu@aol.com. We can negotiate a time that's good for both of us to talk. If you like the channel, please subscribe. Don't forget to tap on the notification bell, though. And please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. I will see you all tomorrow. Till then, bye.